The complete guide to gut health and better digestion for real life. Have you ever felt like your digestion affects your whole life more than people realize? Some days you feel light, comfortable, and normal. Other days you feel bloated, heavy, gassy, constipated, rushed in the bathroom, or just off in a way it is hard to explain. And when your digestions feel off, everything else can feel harder too. You may feel less energetic, less focused, less comfortable in the body, and sometimes more stressed about food than you want to admit. The truth is, gut health is one of those topics that people hear about all the time, but often in a confusing way. Social media talks about microbiome, probiotics, detoxes, gut healing, food sensitivities, and miracle fixes. But after hearing all of that, people, many people are still left with the same question. What does healthy digestion actually look like in real life? The good news is that gut health does not have to be treated like a mystery. Your digestive system has a clear job. It breaks, it breaks food down, absorbs nutrition, moves waste through body, and works closely with your nervous system, immune system, and daily habits. The gut microbiome and the community of microorganisms that live in the digestive tract is also part of the bigger of the also part of that bigger picture. But gut health is not only about buying probiotic products or chasing newest trend. It is usually built through better habits done consistently. In this video, we are going to talk about gut health and better digestion in a practical and realistic way. We will cover what gut health actually means, why so many people struggle with digestion, what habits support a healthier digestive system, what common mistakes people make, and how to start improve digestion without becoming overwhelmed. Because better gut health is not only about avoiding stomach discomfort, it is about feeling better in your daily life. And in many cases, it starts with every ordinary things. Let's begin with the basics. Gut health is often talked about as if it is one single thing, but it is actually a combination of several important functions working well together. A healthy digestive system helps move food and liquid through the gastrointestinal tract, break food down into smaller parts, absorb nutrition, and eliminate waste. Your digestive system includes the mouth, esophagus, stomach, small intestine, large intestine, rectum, and anus, and each part plays a role in turning food into usable fuel for the body. Gut health also includes how comfortable and regular your digestion feels. For many people, practical signs of better digestive health include having more predictable bowel movements, less bloating, less comfortable, less discomfort after meals, less constipation, and less feeling that food is constantly causing problems. Another part of gut health is in gut microbiome. This refers to many microorganisms that live in the digestive tract. These microbes interact with food, the immune system, and the body in complex ways. And researchers are still learning exactly how these relationships affect health. This is problem. This is important because it means gut health is real, but it's also more complex than many simplified online claims that it sound. So when we talk about better gut health, we're not talking about some perfect clean gut. We're talking about a digestive system that works more smoothly, more comfortably, and more consistently. And that usually depends less on trendy hacks and more on repeatable daily habits. A lot of people think digestion only matters when they have obvious stomach symptoms, but digestion affects more than many people realize. So The digestive system is how your body processes food, absorbs nutrition, and moves waste out. If digestion is off, you may feel that in many ways beyond stomach discomfort. You may feel low energy, heaviness after meals, changes in appetite, discomfort during the day, or constant sense that eating has become stressful instead of supportive. Because digestion is how the body gets access to nutrition, problems in the system can affect the way you function more broadly. There is also a strong connection between the gut and the nervous system. Many people notice that stress affects their stomach, appetite, bowel habits, and abdominal comfort. That is not imaginary. The digestive system is sensitive to stress and nervous system activity, which is one reason people often feel worse during high pressure periods. This is why gut health is not only about food, it's also about how you live, how fast you eat, how stressed you are, how much fiber and water you get, how much you move, how regular the routines are. The digestive systems respond patterns, and those patterns shape how your body feels. If digestion is so important, why do so many people deal with bloating, constipation, irregularity, discomfort, and confuse around food? Because modern life often works against digestive health. Many people eat quickly, under stress, or while distracted. They rely heavily on ultra-processed foods, eat, eat too little fibers, drink too little water, move too little, sleep poorly, and spend long stretches sitting. These patterns can make healthy digestion harder. INDDK guidance on constipation, for example, highlights fiber, fluids, and activity as core lifestyle factors that often matter. Another reason people struggle is confusion. Online nutrition culture often makes people afraid of random foods, convinced they need a detox, or certain that one supplement will fix everything. In reality, a lot of digestion problems came from basic lifestyle patterns rather than exotic causes. There is also the emotional side. Some people feel stressed every time they eat because they are constantly trying to identify the perfect diet. Some eat too little during the day and then overeat later. Some are under chronic stress and their digestion reflects it. Some have constipation not because they need something dramatic, but because their everyday routine is working against them. And some people do have specific medical conditions like IBS, celiac disease, inflammatory bowel disease, or other digestive disorders, which is why severe, persistent, or alarming symptoms deserve proper medical evaluation. NIDDK notes that digestive diseases can involve conditions like IBS, Crohn's disease, celiac disease, gas, or diarrhea. So if you struggle with digestion, it does not automatically mean your body is broken. It may mean the system needs better support and sometimes better investigation. Sometimes people ignore digestive problems because they assume discomfort is normal, but there are signs that the gut health may need more attention. Common signs include bloating, excessive gas, constipation, diarrhea, irregular bowel habits, abdominal discomfort, feeling heavy after meals, and feeling like food is constantly causing problems. Constipation in particular commonly includes stools that are hard, dry, painful to pass, or bowel movements that become less frequent than usual. Some people also notice that their appetite feels strange, that they are often uncomfortable after eating, or of that they depend on very specific foods just to feel normal. Another sign is when digestion starts controlling your day. If you are always worrying about whether food will make you bloat, whether food will be constipated again, or whether you need to stay near a bathroom, that is not something to dismiss. It is also important to recognize that not every symptom should be self-managed forever. Certain warning signs such as bad in the stomach, unexplained weight loss, persistent vomiting, severe abdominal pain, ongoing diarrhea, trouble swallowing, or new digestive symptoms that keep getting worse should be discussed with a healthcare professional. NIDD's digestive disease resources emphasize the importance of proper diagnosis when symptoms suggest more than routine functional discomfort. Awareness matters because a lot of people keep trying random gut products when what they really need is either a stronger foundation or proper medical guidance. If there is one nutritional factor that deserves serious attention when talking about digestion, it is fiber. Fiber is a part of plant foods that the body cannot digest or absorb. It helps support bowel regularity, digestion, fullness, and overall health. Fiber is especially well known for helping prevent or relieve constipation, and fiber-rich foods may also support healthy weight, heart health, and lower risk of some chronic disease. Many people do not eat enough fiber. That matters because low-fiber diets often go together with constipation, less satisfying meals, and poorer digestive rhythm. Good fiber sources include vegetables, fruits, beans, lentils, oats, whole grains, nuts, and seeds. Rather than obsessing over one gut superfood, it is usually more helpful to build a diet that includes a variety of those foods regularly. There's one important detail though. More fiber is not always better if you increase it too fast. For some people, especially those already dealing with bloating or digestive insensitivity, suddenly adding large amounts of fiber can increase gas and discomfort at first. Mayo Clinic guidance also notes that fiber supplements can cause belly bloating and gas, especially when starting, which is why small increases are often smarter than aggressive changes. This is why the best approach is usually gradual. Add fruit to breakfast, add vegetables to lunch and dinner, add beans or oats a few times a week, let the system adjust. Gut health usually improves with consistency, not overload. Fiber gets a lot of attention, but hydration matters too. Your digestive system works better when the body has enough fluid. In the case of constipation especially, NIDDK guidance commonly includes paying attention to what you eat and drink, along with activities and other lifestyle habits. Many people trying to improve digestion focus only on what foods to add or remove, but if they are underhydrated, their digestions may still feel sluggish. Drinking enough fluids can help support stool softness and bowel regularity, especially when paired with adequate fiber. This does not mean you need to obsess over a perfect water number every hour. It means being honest about whether you are giving the body enough fluid to function well. A simple improvement for many people is to drink water more consistently during the day, especially if they usually rely on coffee, soda, or very little fruit overall. Gut health is often influenced by basic things, and hydration is one of them. Probiotics are one of the most talked about gut health topics, but they are also one of the most misunderstood. Probiotics are living microorganisms intended to have health benefits when consumed. They are found in some fermented foods like yogurt and also in dietary supplements. Research suggests probiotic may help in certain cases, but there's still a lot of that is unknown about which strains are useful, for whom, and for which conditions. There also is not strong evidence to support every gut health claim made in marketing. That is important because many people think probiotics are a universal fix. They are not. They may help some people in some situations, such as certain digestive conditions or after specific disruptions, but they are not a replacement for overall habits. NHS guidance specially notes that while there is some evidence probiotics may help in some cases, there is little evidence to support many of the health claims made about them. Fermented foods like yogurt, kefir, sauerkraut, kimchi, or other cultured foods can be part of a healthy diet for some people. Probiotics, which are found mainly in high fiber foods, help feed beneficial microbes. Mayo Clinic notes that prebiotics are mainly in high fiber foods and that probiotics and prebiotics are both active areas of research. The practical takeaway is this: you do not need to panic buy expensive gut supplements. Start with the basics. More fiber-rich foods, a varied diet, reasonable hydration, stress support, movement. Then, if probiotics seem relevant, use them with realistic expectations rather than magical ones. Constipation is one of the most digestive complaints, and it can make daily life feel heavier than people expect. Constipation usually means bowel movements are less frequent than normal, or stools become hard, dry, difficult, or painful to pass. NIDDK notes that many people may be able to improve constipation by changing what they eat and drink, being more active, or using over-the-counter options when appropriate. In everyday, constipation is often connected with some very common patterns: too little fiber, too little fluid, too little movement, too much sitting, ignore the urge to go, irregular daily rhythm, and sometimes stress. This is one reason digestion needs a realistic lens. A person does not always need dramatic cleans. They need they may need breakfast at a more regular time, more walking, more water, more fruit, oats, vegetables and beans, and less waiting until the body is already struggling. Constipation also matters because it can make people feel bloated, uncomfortable, and frustrated enough that they start fearing food itself. Sometimes the solution is not to eat less, it is to support the system better. Bloating and gas are some of the most frustrating digestive symptoms because they make people feel uncomfortable, self-conscious, and confused. Sometimes bloating is linked to constipation. Sometimes it's linked to eating too quickly, swallowing air, highly processed foods, carbonated drinks, and or individual sensitivities. And sometimes it is related to IBS or other digestive issues that need more specific management. It is also true that some foods naturally produce more gas as a part of digestion, especially if they contain fibers or contain fermentable carbohydrates. That does not always mean those foods are bad. It may simply mean your gut needs time, different portions, or better overall pattern. NAH-based IBS resources also emphasize that bloating and weight can be shaped by food type, eating patterns, and digestive sensitivity rather than one simple cause. This is why gut health should not be reduced to fear. A person may notice more bloating because they suddenly added huge amount of fiber too quickly, or because they are constipated, or because they eat under stress and rush every meal, or because they may need medical guidance for a more specific condition. The, smart, the smartest approach is curiosity, not panic. One of the most overlooked parts of digestive health is the connection between the gut and the nervous system. A lot of people notice that when they are stressed, their digestion gets worse. They may feel more bloated, more urgent, more tense, and more uncomfortable. This is not just in their head. The gut and brain are closely connected, which is why emotional stress can influence bowel habits, abdominal discomfort, appetite, and digestion more broadly. Practical IBS resources from NHS service often include stress response and the gut-brain axis as part of symptom management. This matters because some people keep changing foods while ignoring the fact that stress may be one of the biggest triggers. That does not mean food does not matter. It means food is not the whole story. Walking, quiet time, breathing exercises, journaling, therapy, prayer, reducing overstimulation, and building more recovery into daily life may all help support better digestion, especially for people whose stomach symptoms clearly get worse during pressure. That health is not only physical, the nervous system is involved too. Exercise is often discussed for weight or fitness, but it also matters for digestion. Movement helps support bowel regularity, reduce long sedentary stretches, and often improves the overall rhythm of the body. And dedicated guidance for constipation directly includes being more active as part of the practical treatment and prevention approach. Walking is especially useful because it is accessible, sustainable, and easy to repeat. A simple walk after a meal or at a regular time each day can support digestion and help the body maintain better movement patterns overall. This is one of the reasons healthy digestion is often improved by things that seem almost too simple. Walk more, sit less, eat a little slower, drink more water consistently, build more fiber. They are not flashy habits, but they are often the ones that work. A digestion-friendly way of eating usually looks less dramatic than people expect. It is not usually built on detox teas, highly restrictive cleans, or a long list of forbidden foods. For more people, healthier digestion is supported by more fiber-rich plant foods, more regular meals, enough protein, enough fluid, less reliance on ultra-processed foods, and enough awareness to notice what consistently makes them feel worse or better. This does not mean everyone should eat the exact same way. Some people tolerate dairy well, some do not. Some people do better with cooked vegetables than whole raw salads. Some people need to be careful with certain foods if they have IBS or other diagnosed issues. But for the average person, the basic structure still matters more than the gimmicks. Balanced meals, regular rhythm, less chaos, more support. NIDDK and Mayor guidance both point toward practical dietary patterns rather than extreme solutions, especially when it comes to constipation, fiber, and digestive comfort. Gut health is usually improved by better eating patterns, not by becoming afraid of food. Many people unintentionally make digestion harder than it needs to be. One common mistake is changing supplements before fixing basics. Another is suddenly adding huge amount of fiber without letting the body adjust. Another is drink very little water or expecting digestion to improve anyway. Many people also underestimate how much stress, poor sleep, and long sitting barriers affect their stomach. Another common mistake is assuming that every gut symptom means they need an extreme elimination diet. Sometimes a person does need proper testing or food specific guidance, but many people jump into restrict too quickly and create even more fear around eating. Some, some also ignore warning signs for too long and keep self-treating symptoms that really should be medically evaluated. And one of the biggest mistakes of all is expecting gut health to become perfect overnight. Digestive systems often respond better to steady patterns, not to sudden intensity. It is important to keep this practical, but also honest. Not every gut issue should be managed only with lifestyle changes. If someone has severe, persistent, or worsening symptoms, or symptoms such as blood in the stool, unexplained weight loss, ongoing vomiting, severe abdominal pain, troubling swallow, or significant changes in bowel habits that do not improve, they should talk with a healthcare professional. Digestive disease resources from NIDDK are clear that symptoms can reflect a wide range of conditions, from functional issues like IBS to diseases that need proper diagnosis and treatment. This matters because gut health language online can sometimes make people delay real care. Lifestyle changes are valuable, but so is getting checked when the station calls it for it. Good health is not about ignoring symptoms with optimism. It's about responding wisely. If your digestion has been frustrating, do not try to fix everything at once. Start with a few basics. Eat more fiber gradually, drink more water, walk more, sit less, slow down while eating. Notice which foods and habits consistently make you feel worse. Reduce stress when you can. That is already a strong start. NIDDK guidance for constipation and broader digestive support repeatedly points back to this kind of lifestyle basics: food, fluid, activity, and consistent habits. Once those habits feel more natural, you can build from there. Maybe you add yogurt or fermented foods. Maybe you improve breakfast. Maybe you stop skipping meals and then overeat it late. Maybe you work with a professional if symptoms seem more specific or persistent. The goal is not to create a perfect digestive life. The goal is to support your system better than before. Your digestive system is working every day. It works when you eat, when you move, when you rest, when you are stressed, when you recover. And because it affects so much more than people often realize, it deserves more care than it usually gets. The good news is that better gut health is not usually built through extremes. It is built through patterns, through more fiber, more water, more movement, less chaos, less panic, more attention to what the body is actually telling you. You do not need to become obsessed with microbiome. You do not need to buy every supplement on the shelf. You do need not to fear every food. You just need to start supporting your digestion more consistently than before. One balanced meal at a time, one walk at a time, one calmer evening at a time, one better habit at a time. Because better digestion is not only about feeling less uncomfortable, it's also about feeling more normal, more energetic, and more at ease in your own body.